full, and they're all full anyways.
You can't park during the day. You gotta, you know.
There's no place to park. There's no place to park an RV, and you know, people can say what they want about the reasons why people live in RVs. And some of them are correct, but not all of them, and not most of them actually. Like, I live in an RV because I pay my daughter's rent, so she doesn't become homeless. I'm on SSI. So I can't afford to live anywhere else. Even if I moved to Palmdale, I can't, because I'm paying my daughter's rent, so she doesn't become homeless and my grandchildren aren't homeless.
Well, people say, why don't you live with them?
Because I have a pit bull and there's no dogs allowed. So that's impossible. But anyways, so they've been saying that they're going to come out with solutions, like find us a place that, you know, they have all this money that's allocated for us. They specifically had $21 million allocated out of the homeless funds for this area, for the wetlands, that Tracy Park canceled a couple of months after going into office. And the reason she canceled it, come to find out, is because she's using a restoration project fund for this now. So they don't care where we go, or they don't care that they towed people's RVs and they have no place. Now there's a bunch of people out in tents again. There's single women out there in tents. You know, my RV burned down, and they keep saying, you know, they're going to make me a priority to find some place for my dog and I to go, but they're not. They don't know. No one cares. What these organizations like the Losses and the St. Joseph's and the People's Concern, they're making money off of the backs of the homeless. They're getting all this funding because it's a hot ticket issue right now. So they're getting all this funding from the taxpayers and from the government, and they're just coming by and bringing 3-day-old lunches every other week is what they're doing. That's all they're doing. They don't care where we go. It doesn't matter to them that we're, you know, my RV burnt down, I have no place to live, my dog's aging and I just want him to be comfortable. It doesn't matter to them if I end up back out in a tent. You know, they'll just find a way to harass me and put me in jail and get my dog taken away. That's all that's going to happen.
So tomorrow, what's going to happen? Similar to last time, but only this time everybody permanently has to move.
Yeah.
Where are you going to go?
I don't know. I really don't know. I'm going to have to go somewhere that, I mean, I can't tow this thing, so I don't know. It's probably going to end up getting taken. It's not even mine. So, I don't know.
I'm sorry.
Thank you. Me too. And, you know, one of the things that people who love to hate us, not that they care, but they don't realize, is we became a community. You know, love us or hate us, we still were a family and a community, and we've been through a lot together, you know, like people who live in a neighborhood. It's not easy to live out here, and there's not many people that actually want to live out here like this. It's just a means of necessity. I do what I do so I can take care of my daughter, and she's not homeless with my grandchildren. And there are other people that have way harder stories than me, and that's why they're out here. But no one seems to want to hear that. They just want to, you know, claim meth lab and all this weird shit that just makes no sense.
They want you gone.
Why aren't I gone?
Yeah, they just want you out of sight.
Oh, they just want us out of sight, yeah. I mean, you would think if I ran a meth lab, I'd have enough money to live somewhere, honestly. I don't know. That's what I'm thinking. But whatever. Or a prostitution ring. I definitely would have enough money to live somewhere. But I don't, so.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
I'm so sorry. I really am.
Thank you. I appreciate that.
I come here and look for you. Finally found you yesterday. Catching up today. Wherever you go, please keep in touch.
I will. Thank you. Thank you for all you do. I really appreciate you and your organization.
How, in your perspective, how do we solve this? How do we solve homelessness?
Well, how we solve homelessness, I think, begins with the perception and the reality of what's really going on. What's really going on is lack of affordable housing. That's what's really going on. But no one wants to speak on that. No one wants to, talk about the fact that there's people out here, everyday people like you and I, not just people doing drugs and alcoholics. That's probably the smallest percentage of people out here, honestly. And there are people behind walls that do the same thing. But the perception and the reality of homelessness, the face of homelessness, I think is what needs to be put out there, because people need to realize everyone is just a paycheck away from being in my shoes, honestly. And if we can help people to understand the perception and the reality, then maybe they can understand or even get involved in the fact that the funding, that the taxpayers are giving and the government's giving, they're wasting their money. Everyone's wasting their money. Tracy Parks doesn't give a damn. She literally ran away from me yesterday when I tried to go talk to her when she was down here doing a, photo opportunity for how great she is for, displacing people. Yeah. She displaced people in the name of Restoration Project, and all the people in the houses on the hill are applauding. And really what they did is, it's really disgraceful. They took people from at least a little teeny bit of shelter, which is not ideal, by the way, a teeny bit of shelter, and put them in tents. Some of them don't even have tents, they'll just sleep on the sidewalk. And that's okay. Tell me how that's okay. In today's day and age, how is that okay? To let someone, a single woman, sleep on a sidewalk. It's not okay. And they just don't care. And I think it's because they don't understand the reality of the situation. That there's some very good people out here. So
they don't see us as humans.
Exactly. We're less than human. I did one of the housing things. I accepted housing, and I was there for 7 months, and I was taken in under the understanding that they would help me get mental health, because it's so hard to get it when you're on SSI, because you deal with Medi-Cal and it's a nightmare. So that's why I accepted it. I was there for 7 months. No one ever saw me, a counselor. So I painted a wall. That's my therapy. I don't do drugs or drink. I paint. So I painted a wall, and I got kicked out for that. Without them knowing, caring, where I was going to go, it didn't matter. I painted a wall on a motel that they were going to tear down anyways to make long-term housing. And I actually beautified the place. So
you're a good artist.
I appreciate that.
Thank you are.
I try.
If you had 3 wishes, what would they be?
For world peace, and that really encompasses a lot. But when I say that, I would actually only need 1 wish, and it would be all under the umbrella of world peace. And I'm sorry, 2 wishes, because the Raiders, I want them to take it all the way. Besides for that, because that has nothing to do with world peace, because it's Raiders. Anyways, world peace, and what I mean by that is just for everyone to learn to accept each other and understand that everyone has their differences, but everyone has a story also, and even for the people that are doing drugs, and trust me, I cannot tolerate that myself. I was the one that was always cleaning up after people, and I cannot stand needles. I just cannot stand that. And cleaning up after it's disgusting. But also have to remember that even those people have a story. There's a reason they're shooting some. They are humans.
And
I mean,
it's terribly hard to stay sober out here.
It really is.
So housing is the first step to helping people with mental illness, addiction, whatever, and solving homelessness.
It's it's greed. I think it all comes down to greed, because we've let the land developers come in and take over cities, like with the gentrification, and we're allowing it. Somewhere along the line, we're allowing it. And they're coming in and they're buying out neighborhoods that lower to middle income families could only afford to live. And they're buying them out and displacing everyone. And no one knows where to go or what to do.
Well, thank you very much for talking.
Thank you. You're welcome.